All right, new story, a new survey. What are patients looking for in doctors' offices? Well, the obvious is, a doctor. We've said that, and there's some statistics here in this province suggesting there are even more Nova Scotians who don't have a family doctor. But we'll talk a little bit about the physical office itself. We'll learn more when we connect with our next guest in just a few seconds. CEO of InnoCare, Heather Shantora. Right after this, stick around. And welcome back to the Sheldon MacLeod Show. Percentage of Atlantic Canadians with a family doctor remains high. This is from Corporate Research Associates. 9 in 10 Atlantic Canadians currently have a family doctor. I have one. I just can't get to see her. The proportion of Nova Scotian PEI residents, though, who don't have a doctor, it seems to be trending upwards, or conversely, the proportion who do have them, that's trending downwards since May of 2011, and the proportion of residents with a doctor in New Brunswick and the largest urban markets, though, pretty consistent with the respective overall provincial levels. Our next guest is here to talk to us about what it is that Atlantic Canadians want in the doctor's office of tomorrow, of the future. And again, first and foremost is a doctor to see them when they're sick. Here with us is the CEO of InnoCare, Heather Shantora. Heather, thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me.
The InnoCare, what does this company do that you are a member of, that you're a CEO of?
So InnoCare is responsible for electronic health records, but outside the doctor system. So we work with physiotherapists, chiropractors, massage therapists to supply their electronic health records and their booking and billing software. And we work closely, obviously, with doctors' offices and their software.
There was a time when you could call your doctor's office and someone would answer and they would say, stop by, we'll make you an appointment, or you could just walk in. Times have changed, especially with the pressures on the numbers of family physicians in particularly our corner of the world. So what is it that people are looking for?
Great question. And, at the root of what they're looking for is efficiency. And I think that's where technology plays a role. So the survey actually asked, what is it that you'd like in the doctor's office of the future? Of course, booking appointments ranked pretty high, but some of the interesting findings were that Canadians kind of 55 plus are very interested in electronic medical record sharing between their physicians and their other healthcare practitioners. So physiotherapists, optometrists, etc., which was really interesting. And the other idea that Atlantic Canadians support is virtual access to specialists. So again, easing some congestion in the system, using technology in innovative ways to get the care they need.
One of the challenges, though, from the physician perspective is pay. It's that, I only have so much time and we can only book so many appointments, and I'm constrained by those, and if the population is getting older and if they're less healthy, then each appointment takes longer. Is there any way that this survey can point to perhaps making the system work better for the doctor?
Yes, absolutely. One of the biggest things Atlantic Canadian doctors are saying is they're just burnt out. But the reason they're burnt out is actually because of the time that they have to invest in paperwork. We know over the course of the last decade, the amount of indirect patient care, so in other words, paperwork, has increased, and therefore the amount of direct care, the appointments, have decreased. And so this is creating a pressure on the system. Using technology, particularly electronic charting, they can speed up the paperwork and therefore actually have an ability to see more patients. So not only can they see more patients, which is a benefit to the patients, but it increases their billings as well. So their concerns about pay begin to be addressed as well. I think another important thing is, as we talk about the results of the survey, Atlantic Canadians are interested in other healthcare practitioners communicating with their doctor. So if you twist your knee or sprain an ankle, just go direct to physio. If they know that between the physio and the family doctor they will communicate, there's no need to clog doctor's offices or wait for no reason when you can actually directly access other forms of care. With
that in mind, and I know there's a huge issue with wait lists for certain types of orthopedic surgeries in this province, is there anything that would suggest that what you're advocating for would change that or make it easier for people to actually get the specialists they need?
Yeah, great point. So a lot of the people on a wait list for orthopedic surgery are not appropriate for surgery. And imagine waiting 9 months or something on a wait list to find out that you're not a surgical candidate in the first place. This is the part where if we have integrated health records, which is what Atlantic Canadians have said that they want, we can have the physiotherapist and the orthopedic surgeons talking together, and those that are not appropriate for surgery, we can triage immediately into physio or other appropriate forms of care, therefore decreasing the waiting list and really only keeping the surgically appropriate candidates on that wait list. But of course, the wait list is likely cut in half if we're able to do this right.
Thinking about the patients first, it's not about the doctors and the physicians and the specialists, but perhaps from the bottom up and make it easier for people to get in, and maybe that would make the system work better for all of us.
Exactly, and that was the biggest thing that we read in the study. 60% of Atlantic Canadians want improved personal access to care, and so using technology, we should be able to deliver a better healthcare system that's more efficient.
Well, as soon as we can figure out, we were joking earlier in the afternoon, my producer and I, about this paperless office that we live in, that we go through so much paper. It makes zero sense to me that when I go to my doctor and she says, you need blood work, here's a piece of paper, take this to take this to to the outpatients or to the blood collection clinic. I don't know. Maybe there are ways to make this system work more efficiently that way too. It's a fascinating topic, a fascinating conversation. Heather, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Take care. Heather Shantora is CEO of InnoCare, and I suspect they would love to see perhaps government pick up on what they're selling. Dr. Manoj Vora, current president of Doctors Nova Scotia, he actually implemented a system at his clinic, his family care clinic in Truro, where you could book appointments online. He said it made it easier for everybody, less stress. Have you ever had to wait on hold or try to get through to the doctor's office just to make an appointment? Yeah, that's why I went to the walk-in.